licensing. Bethesda Softworks, the next media company. CBS Consumer Products and CBS Enterprises. Mad Dog Software. And let the copyright music commence. I think it is. And welcome to a game I've been meaning to record for a long time now. I just A now got time, kinda, and B I just got a reason. So welcome to Walkthrough's gameplay video of Star Trek Legacy Xbox 360. I'm Define, and we are playing Star Trek Legacy, how do I say this? A much hated yet much loved Star Trek strategy game, or real-time tactical game. In Star Trek Legacy, you take ships from all the prime Star Trek eras, let's try again. You take the ships from all these Star Trek prime eras, as in prior eras to Star Trek 2009, and its series, which is the reason I'm doing it, which is the reason I'm recording this video. And before Star Trek Destiny, which is the new TV series taking place in the same Prime universe. At least, I think I got the name right. I'll probably put it in, little things on the screen, caption or not. Something. No, think the words on the screen. I'll probably put it there if I got it wrong. When I do get time to find it. Actually, yeah, I found it. Yeah, I figured it. I thought so. Discovery, yes, Discovery. Star Trek Discovery is the new TV series coming out. Let's bring it back up on the screen. Coming out January 2017 on CBS All Access. There's CBS's streaming platform, so it will not be a TV series. It'll be a web series, I guess. But anyway. So yeah, so you can play ships that weren't necessarily seen, but were in the original Star Trek TV series, as in ships from the original series, including its movie seat. That is a Constellation class that you just saw. That's Star Trek Enterprise ship. There you go. The Excelsior, the Enterprise B, the Enterprise A. Stuff like that, as well as the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager. As you saw the USS. Well, you saw a ship of the same class as USS Voyager right there, as well as you saw the Defiant, which was the ship that was made in Deep Space Nine. And you also got ships from. You also got more ships that you don't really see in movies, like the Nebula class, which is basically the prototype Galaxy class, the USS Enterprise D. Basically, it's the saucer with the two warp nacelles hanging underneath it with a tiny little hull. Um, as well as a bunch of other ships. Same can be said, same thing for Star Trek Enterprise. As you saw the original USS Enterprise, which I kind of forgot the name of the ship class, but you got that. Then you got the previous classes of ships like the Discovery, um, as well as a couple more. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, like I said, much hated, or at the very least, much criticized, especially on PC. On the Xbox, it was less criticized. But the main problems on PC were, and I will read them as they are stated on Wikipedia. Alright, critical response to the PC version of the game was mainly negative, with many reviews unsatisfied with the control system, only one camera setting that cannot zoom in or out, and an ability to save more than one campaign at a time, the ability to save within a mission, and a buggy and slow multiplayer mode, the ability to send exact makeup of AI fleets in skirmish mode, AI fleets in skirmish mode, a 3D universe without Z-axis, and an ability to change the control scheme, and the AI allies not automatically assign repairs. Although graphics were touted a major selling point by Bethesda, Bethesda by like from, of course, Elder Scrolls and the new Fallouts, glitches included mouse disappearing at random intervals, temperature energy, initiate repairs. Oh, attempts to regain energy, initiate repairs, choppy shadow images, damage model errors. Repairs also felt that common problems criticized the fact that people cannot choose captains, and that's basically it. Now, some of the problems are non-existent in, now there are some problems that are non-existent on the Xbox, and some problems that the Xbox, the console people just don't care about. One, control system is actually perfect in this game, and the game is stable. The game has no real flaws when it comes to stability, crashing, or any graphical errors. And like I said, the control is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Which is stated also in Wikipedia when it goes over the 360's problems. That the 360, that the PC was a console port. By the way, this game came out in 2006 for the 40th anniversary of Star Trek. Which, by the way, Star Trek Legacy is interesting because of the simple fact that it was the first time all four captains, I am getting that right, all four captains? Let me read it again. All five actors who portrayed each of the captains in the 5 individual Star Trek shows, William Chandler, Kirk, Patrick Stewart, Picard, Avery Brooks, from Voyager. No, Kate McGrew from Voyager, Avery Brooks? I don't know you. And Scott Bakula, Captain Archer from Enterprise. And that's still rare for them to get together on one single project. Now another problem, actually leading into the problems part, is the fact that the voice acting is not very good in this game. You're like, wait a second, they got all the they got all the people that actually played the captains in the shows, yet the voice acting is bad. Well, not true. Well, yes, true, but Patrick Stewart did a good job, so did Scott Bakula, but everyone else, like, the fact that they put Kirk as an earlier, well, the fact that they put William Chandler as an earlier Kirk didn't really help that well. Yeah, basically it's very dry and not that well. So that is a directing problem, as well as the fact that some of them were actually called in, believe it or not, or at least I heard that somewhere. So yeah, but like I said, yeah, the game came out in 2006, but like I said, yeah, again, the Xbox version doesn't have control issues at all. The controls work perfectly, there are no stability issues, the game works perfectly. And like I was saying, I was ported over to PC, so that's where the control problems come from. Now the reason why you want to get on PC, actually, is after I said all that, the reason why I want to get on PC is for mods, because this game actually had a mod community, if it doesn't still. So yeah, I never really looked around for mods for this game, but yeah. I've always started on Xbox because of, well, the better control system and just it's a better game overall. It's probably the game. It's probably how they meant to be. It's probably the game is meant to be played. It's not a bad game overall. I forgot what I got it for, but I think it was under $10. Actually, you could probably look at the case. No, I got it from GameStop.com, and I probably got it, and I did get it on one of them. No buys, certain amount of games, and you get one free type of deal. Um, so yeah, but I have played it a lot. Well, I played the Skirmish a lot, and it's really fun. Going to more of the problems and what was going on. Now a lot of the problems that is listed that is listed are part of what PC people expect to be in a game, or at least what they wanted in a Star Trek game. Because Star Trek Legacy you can consider as a step down from games like, well, from, let's just say, scrolling all the way down to Star Trek video games, from games like Bridge Commander. Uh, yeah, Bridge Commander. In which Bridge Commander is pretty much like this game, except you play as one ship, uh, play through a classic style, you choices you affect that you do in missions do mean something. Your weapons carry over stuff like that campaign, and in that game, it's very similar in the fact that it's kind of hard to control. I never really played it. I've seen videos of it, but it's not, it's a simulator, and you can go up. And this game, just very much like Star Trek Online, you can't go straight up. You can't go straight down. You're limited to angles. Which not really affected me much. So yeah, but still not bad. I think you got the old saving thing. You only have one campaign. That's bad. Like modern console games are getting past that sometimes if they want to. But yeah. But anyway, so I think this game is much easier to get hold of than that game. But yeah, I mean, this is like I want to say, third Star Trek game I played, or at least the third one that I really liked. The first Star Trek game that I really liked was actually Star Trek Conquest, which I still have around here somewhere, which you can pop into Wii U and you can record video on it. Basically what that was a conquest in the terms of Star Wars Battlefront Conquest, where you got a galaxy map, you build up your forces, and you go into light battles. It was a top-down, very simple to control RTS, in which you, very much like this game, except unlike this game where you have a fixed era, which is non-physical, doesn't make much sense, but it basically takes ships from whatever and throws it in. Like, for instance, you got the enemy from Star Trek Enterprise, the people that wanted to blow up Earth because the people that tell to do stuff wanted them to do it, which those ships are fighting against Galaxy class ships, and actually that too, and that, which, if the first Enterprise was able to beat it, yeah, you beat those ships, but barely. I don't think there was that much a chance against next generation ships. And you also get the Borg, and you got the Klingons, and you got the Romulans, which I'll play that game one day. Second game that I really like, and still really like, but I can't play it because my account got my account got when they swapped from one publisher to another, my account got more or less lost. So I lost all my progress, all the stuff that I bought, and that game was Star Trek Online. I still want to go fucking play. I still want to go and get my account back so I can play it and show you all the greatness that is Star Trek Online. I played it from the beginning. I actually got the lifetime subscription, which is probably the best thing that ever happened to gaming. Basically, Star Trek Online was a subscription-based MMO, and it was a subscription-based MMO, and then went over to free-to-play. But you could get, and I got a emulator launch. But you could get a subscription for like $175 and it's lifetime. Subscribe forever. You also get a Borg Federation Commander, which is pretty cool, and I don't know why no one else does that. Even if it's like $200, $300, I don't care. no, subscriptions for life. That's definitely worth paying, especially if you want to play the game a lot, or you want to come back later and don't want to buy, like, you don't want to purchase like a $15 subscription, which is all in USD, by the way. So yeah, but Star Trek Legacy is by far was the third one I played that I liked. But yeah, so let's get started. Now let's get to the reason why I'm playing it for you today. We should be playing the skirmish mode, by the way. Instead of there's a campaign, but I don't. Well, I want to play skirmish mode first because I just want to show you all the awesomeness of this skirmish mode, and we can go over. And if you guys like Star Trek Legacy, we can go play. We can do a Remotely Monday series on the campaign. But yeah, the reason why I'm playing Star Trek Legacy today is because a couple days ago I went and watched with my mom, which she's a big Trekkie, as well as the Lord of the Rings fan, Star Wars fan, comic books sometimes, but mostly sci-fi and fantasy. Well, she just likes everything more or less. Where I'm just sci-fi. And my sister is fantasy, not really sci-fi, so that's interesting, isn't it? And we're the only two of her children. Think that she will, basically. Sci-fi, fantasy, they got split. And two kids. But anyway, so yeah, we went and watched it, and by far that's my favorite Star Trek movie. I liked, believe it or not, Star Trek Nemesis before it, and I'm going to look up the other one that I liked, which I forgot, is when the Borg invade Earth, back in time. I am going to find it. Star Trek films, where are they? Why are there so many of these? The final? No, First Contact, yes. First Contact is the other Star Trek movie I liked. So Afghan wasn't too bad. Yeah, but yeah, definitely Star Trek Beyond's my favorite. Then followed by Nemesis and followed by First Contact. So yeah, mainly because Star Trek Beyond had everything it needed. It actually felt like a Star Trek movie instead of it felt like a. Let's be honest, it felt like a Star Trek Enterprise movie. Well, it had the same feeling as Star Trek Enterprise, which that was my favorite series, followed by Next Generation, followed by Voyager, followed by the original series, and followed by Deep Space Nine, because I never really watched Deep Space Nine. Um, so yeah. Uh, I mean, again, it still felt rushed. Like they're trying to do so many things, but they finally got to the 5-year journey after doing the movies. Um, I mean, Star Trek. What was the last one? The middle one of the new series is? I mean, the new movies. Into Darkness wasn't bad. The reboot wasn't bad either. But definitely Beyond has definitely brought the new universe in. It even had a Federation superstructure, which was interesting. Uh, you got even more confirmity about how the events of Star Trek Enterprise are still canon because the universe split after that. Including why I want to do Star Trek Enterprise really bad today. I really want to do the original series and Enterprise because those are more relation to the new movie. Which, by the way, I'll probably show I'm going to tweet out the ticket that I got, which we just went and saw it at the local theater instead of going to anywhere special. But anyway, so I've been talking for 19 minutes. I'm getting worse and worse because I talked 22 minutes I talked 22 minutes in another video, so I better hurry up. I don't know how long these matches are. But I mean, you can, like always, you can always. I probably have to put the annotations now on the screen to make it a little bit more obvious. You can skip to the action, which, by the way, we will. As soon as I look at options, video, very small video options, even for a console game. Wow. The only way you can get simpler is you don't have any. Sound, pretty advanced, actually, for some odd reason. Game controls. Let's hope I remember them. I did tutorials that might help. You know, yeah, you get what? 3 game modes? Yes, 3. Which are playing Keton, of course, because I like my normals keep moving. I was facing the control thing. Forgot about that. Yeah, that was hard to move. That was hard to move. Kind of like a PS3 game. Okay, I'm gonna miss those right now. All right, let's go skirmish. Actually, real quick, is multiplayer working? I don't think I ever tried it. If I did, I think it's not working. The match is found, yeah. Well, at least it works! It works! At least there's that! I must admit, at least you can play with friends. Alright. We got Team Deathmatch. Now, this is a terrible idea, all there is. Because the ships do scale realistically. As in, it is like, let's get an example. It is like putting an M4 Sherman, or maybe an M4 Sherman and Panzer IV, a T-34, up against a Patton T-55, War II tanks well, maybe a T-62, like, Korean War, Vietnam vehicles against modern vehicles like M1 Abrams T-90. And expecting the M4 Sherman and T-34 to do anything against the Abrams and T-90. You got a lot of them you can, because it's just knocking down shields and going to the hull. But you can only have 4 ships at a time. So yeah. And we want just 2 players. If it wants to work, there we go. I only play 2 players, so what do we got? I wish you could just hit random map. Oh, how about, because I don't remember these maps. Alpha Hedry, alright, that works. Kara, today I'm playing, actually let's just show off, might as well just show off all arrows real quick. No, we'll show them off one at a time to make it a little easier on the view, easier on you in case you don't know your Star Trek very well. Which you may not, because this is the first Star Trek game I played on the channel. I don't play Star Trek Online on the channel, but like I said, yeah. And you got time limit, which unlimited. Here we just put 45. We'll be done by then. Command points 5,000. What's the top? 7,000. This basically each ship varying on the newness of it. Will be a different price. Respawns. I prefer none actually, believe it or not. Yeah, you can't have any more than that. Because I'm actually good at not dying in this. I lose my ships. I can respawn delay. Alright, let's engage. Enterprise, my favorite era. Or my favorite series. And as you can see, we can play against, which I forgot, you can play against Federation if you want to like play Mirror Universe, or Federation Rebels if you want, Romulans, Klingons, or Borgs. Now, if you want to, remember, we're playing, this is Enterprise era. You can play against the Borg as the first use of Enterprise or earlier ships. If you are insane. I haven't tried it yet, that'd be cool to try. But you can if you want. We'll look at them in a second. Actually, this might just be a setup video. Yeah, so I'm just going to set up here, and then I make another video with the actual matches. I do apologize on that, but description is your friend. Alright, let's look at the feed. Someone actually, I want to see if I can. Someone let me sleep. No, I can't. Alright, thought I could. As you can see, you got the Discovery Scout. We never really saw any of the other ships in Star Trek Enterprise, because again, the Enterprise was doing stuff away from home, and all these, well, it was the fastest ship in the fleet. What, first Warp 5 vessel, and all these go Warp 3 or lower. Strider class, can I spin it faster? No. So yeah. Mainman class. As you can see, the price is going up as A, the ships get better, and B, they're more awesome. I believe each ship is named individually. Piston class, kind of like the Nimbus class, but not. Or Nebula class. And then the ship fully rotates, so you can get a good idea of it. I mean, the ships are symmetrical, so it doesn't matter. Like, actually, I'm trying to think. Are there any asymmetrical ships in Star Trek, or at least to the main races, factions, whatever? Because yeah, race is not a good thing to say because Federation exists, and Klingons exist, and Romulans. They got what, 2 races? So yeah, 2 main races. But yeah, and then they go to the next class. All right, yeah. It doesn't have a name. That is just your That is your standard. It's a prototype name. And next class ship. And as you can see, USS Enterprise NX-01. So it's like this is prototype that they just named the Enterprise. And by the way, this is the first ship, I think, that Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise is the first Star Trek series to come after the fact that they named, the fact that people wanted them to name the prototype or people wanted NASA to name a space shuttle Enterprise, which they did. They named the prototype Enterprise, the one that never flew in space or on rockets. It was just a test glider, um, which in Star Trek Enterprise you actually see it in the intro, but it's not it's like the shuttle Columbia. It's a lighter shuttle, as opposed to the real shuttle Enterprise. And again, they had to deal with the fact that, oh wait, that's pretty significant. And I think Captain Art, no, does Captain Art have the shuttle on the wall? I don't think he does. He might. Yeah, I do think they reference it. Oh, there's also Yorktown. I forgot about these. Oh, snap! Oh, no. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Never mind. I'm misconcluding names. Yeah, never mind. I was going to say that's that's the prototype, the first mock warp 4, the first warp 4 vessel that the Federation made, and that you get to see in Star Trek Beyond. I'm not going to spoil how because there are so many spoilers in Star Trek Beyond already. Like the fact that you look on the Star Trek wiki, it's fully filled out with Star Trek Beyond already, even though the movie's been out for like a week in theaters. Um, so yeah, as well as the fact that like I kid you not. There is like Hewlett Packard are spoiling the movie by having a big spoiler in the fact that it's a data flight uh with Spock on it, and this is like it's like Klingon translating. This will help you. They're spoiling the movie really hard, and it's on Twitter. You can't. If you look at it, if you just glance over it, you're fine. But if you actually take a second to read it, you're spoiled because they're jerks. But yeah, that's all the Enterprise ships. As you can see, for the sake of argument, look how the warp nacelles change. These are very similar to the first warp nacelles used in the first warp vessel. What was his name? I forgot his name. Sorry, it's ADD that's getting to me, and the fact that I've been looking it up a long time. And then these are different. These are different. These are different. And then these are your first warp 4s, and then these are moving on to the original series. Which now let's move on to the original series. Wake up. Original series. What I'm. Oh no 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 no! I accidentally pressed A, you jerk. Okay, doesn't matter. Skirmish. Enterprise. And yeah, just 2. I mean, if you could change all the teams, I'll have each team be a different era, which means the Enterprise people will suck. But anyway, the original series. Actually, maybe I should look up the years that they take place. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna look up the years that the individual series take place. So give me a second. While I look at the ships because they still gotta spin. All right, the Apollo class, which is the ship that Kirk's captain commanded, or at least I think it was, or at least a version, or at least a different class, or at least something like it. A single nacelle ship. Which, by the way, may be wondering why 9 nacelles. It has something to do with the warp bubble. Like having them being away from the hull helps. And that's the reason why they're flying saucers. By the way, that actually is probably what I was going to say. I didn't mean to say that, but the reason why they're saucers is because it's a reference to UFOs having flying saucers. It's what Gene Roddenberry made up in the original series. Which once we get into action, I'll go in more detail about Star Trek. And what do I think of it? It's not going to be an RTS. It's going to be video. That's my folders for my wikis. Oberth class, which you do see every so often. Alright, Apollo retrofit. Those are using the newer engines, the engines that you see in the movies. Alright, when do you take place? Not in reality. But when? Well, anyway, I just remember what they take place. Star day, 1.13.12.4, which is the original, but I think, Star Trek Enterprise takes place in the 22nd century. The original series, 23rd, Next Generation, 25th, 24th. And then, Star Trek Online's pushing the 25th. Which, as far as I know, as far as I want to say, Star Trek Online's, to me, Star Trek Online's canon. But we'll see what it is in Star Trek Discovery. Miranda class, another ship that you might see every so often. No, Miranda, I'm sorry. Akula class. You see its later version, the ones from the Next Generation, a lot. Well, I guess as you can see, these are using newer warp nacelles that you see in the movies of the original series, instead of the ones in the original series. What? Oh, 13. All right, but you see these a lot in the in Next Generation. There are later versions. We're in the class retrofit. You see these a lot too. Constitution class, which is the original Enterprise. We're going the original Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise, but no, this is the original series Enterprise. This is epic music, and since it is an Enterprise, you gotta see the name. Because why not? Although you can notice the stats and the weapons too. Bottom left is your stats: speed, armor, shields, or speed, shields, detection, sensors, I think. Weapons and energy. Bottom right is weapons. They have proton banks. Proton banks are proton torpedoes. They are basically missiles. Phaser banks are lasers, and that's another discussion, another interesting discussion. You may be wondering why in Star Trek lasers are called phasers, and lasers don't exist. Well, the reason why lasers don't exist and they're only phasers is simple. Lasers didn't exist when the original when the original series came out. There was no such thing as lasers. That was fictional. And actually, when these guys invented the laser, people wanted to call lasers phasers. But the guys were like, no, it's gonna be laser. Which laser stands for something, phaser? I don't think it does. You might. So yeah. Interesting fact, in case you ever wondered, and or complained. That's mostly for the people that complain about the fact that that use the term phasers. I mean, and going to a, let's say, lore excuse, it's in the future. They're using phasers now instead of lasers, more advanced lasers. Yeah, because they got do they got holodisks, which are basically advanced floppy disks? I forgot. Oh yes, Centaur class. Don't see them. Constellation class. Yes, you see these every so often. Which these guys got 4 warp nacelles. But you may notice that there are no uneven warp nacelles. that only started occurring in the reboot for some odd reason. Like in the reboot, you see ships with 3 warp nacelles or 5. It never happened in the original series, Next Generation, or on the Prime Universe. By the way, Prime Universe deals with all Star Trek stuff that does not take place in the reboots universe, by the way. Excluding Star Trek Enterprise, of course, because that takes place in both universes just as fine. Constellation Retrofit, the Enterprise A, the one that you see in the original series movies. Which, by the way, I think the original series era ships have more in it because they cover both the original series and the movies. Phoenix me a class battleship. What is this? I never seen this thing before. Again, I played the game a lot. I never really messed with the original series because I'm not a big fan of the original series. Because it's kind of old and all the and the lore is outdated too. I mean, I love Star Trek the original series because that was the first modern sci-fi series. Just like most of them is the first modern mech series in Japan. Star Trek is the first modern sci-fi series, period. And the fact that everything's a bit realistic. Sure, it has unrealistic elements, stuff that doesn't exist yet, or doesn't exist at all, or is hard to make. Examples, teleporters and the lithium. The warp engines work as the lithium. You take this ore, you get some odd place, and you put it in a warp engine, and it works. How in the world did I am looking up his name. How in the world did the guy in first warp engine without deuterium? Although he could have just synthesized it, I suppose. So yeah, moving on, Excelsior class. These things, I don't really like the look of them, but I guess they're growing on me. I look at this one and I'm like, well, that's cool. And then I'm like, wait a second, I never said they were cool before. Wasn't even the first Warp People Festival again? I don't think I know. I'm looking up the ships, which is not going to help if I don't know what they are. Earth starships will help. I'm moving on to the Flemuxa refit class. And it's being slow, unfortunately. I don't know why it's being. My internet's been acting up like the past month, which is odd for the Phoenix. That's what it is. Which is odd for Comcast. Moving on, Excelsior retrofit. The Phoenix, yes, that was the name of the ship. What was his name? The guy. I completely forgot his name. That's like heresy in the Federation, by the way, in Star Trek, is because that guy's a legend. He's awesome. He's like the Wright brothers in real life. What's his name? Zafrimum Cochrane. Yeah, that's him. Alright, moving on. Oh, that's it. Alright. Now moving on to Next Generation. No Federation. Back up some more. Actually, I could just set background. I don't care about the setup because we're not. Actually, we're gonna be playing this. We're gonna be playing this. Alright, no, we're out of time, so never mind. Engage. And play semi. Alright, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of the original series ships carry over because they match their beginning of the beginning of Next Generation. So Apollo retrofit, Nova class, Miranda class retrofit, Norway class. Gonna let this spin around. Also, I got mucus stuck in between my nose and mouth. It's annoying. Alright. Steam Runner class. Oh yeah, by the way, despite how advanced the Federation is in terms of the fact that you have a handheld laser that disintegrates people and or stuns people, and you can just switch, that fires a whole lot, like can take down 100 people, no problem, more or less. And the shipborne phasers, at least, this is by the way, this is at least in the original series, can destroy a city. I don't know how many shots that can destroy a city, or how long you engage it, but you can destroy a city with it. Then you got shields that can take that amount of laser damage for a sustained period of time. You can go to warp. You can go to warp 5, which is like 5 times the speed of light. I don't know if that's warp is, but yeah. Defiant class. This is from the yes, the 9. The thing on my mouth is annoying. Let me put my nose in my mouth. As you can see, it's in NX2. The NX is the Federation's designation for prototype vessels. Mature class? You see these somewhat often. I mean, it seems like all the major engagements were in Deep Space Nine, which would make sense. A war did happen in that series, as opposed to the rest of the series, which wars don't happen. Unexplored stuff working, alright. Isolation class? Alright. Isolation retrofit? Occur class? Yeah, these are the ones I was talking about. You see these quite often. Like I said, I never really watched Deep Space Nine, nor have it. I have all the rest of the series. I have all the movies in some form or manner, either on DVD or on an Xbox. But I don't have Deep Space Nine. I mean to get, I just never got around to it because I just Nebula class, which I do like these things. Actually, I quite love them. You have to like color. I like the color. I'm more blue or the gray, or it's actually blue. I don't know. I just like them. But as you can see, they warp these cells around underneath the hull or the saucer, and you get the tiny hull right there. We use these a lot, and this is opposed to, of course, the later, successor or just later ship development. That's a Trippet. That's the larger ship. Which is cool. Which the interesting thing about Intrepid class vessels is the Ceno's warp these cells. They don't stay that way. When they warp, they actually come up at an angle. I mean, remember, Star Trek Voyager what the 80s? It was what the 80s. That's like the era of the Tomcat. So yeah, so back wings that switched back. At least I think so. Anyway, Excelsior. I saw it. Phoenix retrofit. Already saw it. Excelsior retrofit. Already saw it. Ambassador class. Now these are direct. Now the Galaxy class ships are direct successors to these things. Hurry up! In 44 minutes. We got like 3-4 more ships left, I think. 2, 3, 4 maybe. And of course the Galaxy class, the Enterprise D. Now the Galaxy class. Now this is what I was going about earlier. Despite how attack the Federation is, because I also forgot that, and they got teleporters too. Which teleporters are insanely hard to make. Think about Federation ships. Unlike pretty much all other sci-fi series, American-wise anyway, they're tiny. Even by, today's standard, they're pretty big. Because a Nimitz is like 350 feet. 53 feet. No, they get 353 meters. This thing, a Sovereign, which is the Enterprise E, and the ship for the last 2, 3, movies prior to the reboot is 500 meters long. So it's only 200 more meters longer than a Nimitz class carrier, super carrier. Star Destroyers. I'll bring up the ship first chart. Because these things, the size difference. If you know what they are, if you didn't know Star Trek ships, but if you knew already, the size difference is insane. I'm looking up just to be absolutely sure, because we're done. Looking at the ships and we're done with the video. A normal Star Destroyer, if you can find one, is 5,000 meters long. No, that's a Super Star Destroyer, my bad. A normal Star Destroyer, yes, is 1,600 meters long. If we're going Halo Land, frigates are 500 meters long. The UNSC, I'm trying to find it on the chart. The UNSC Gundam ships are actually tiny. They're around the same size. On a Earth Federation from the original mostly Gundam series, it's like 380 meters long. They're tiny. But then again, that's a more realistic series, like Star Trek. Oh yeah, fun Halo stuff. Alright. The UNSC Infinity class battleship. USS Infinity. The biggest UNSC ship made, and probably the biggest ship in the, that's not Foreigner in Halo. 5,600 meters. A frigate is 490. Halcyon, which is what the Pillar of Autumn was, 1,170 meters. Some random ship from some random battleship or some random. Well, look at some random. There's so many. Some random ship from the Battlecruiser War. Some random ship from Warhammer 40K. 5,100 at Battlecruiser. I'm gonna get a new class Battlecruiser. Yeah, the Star Trek ships are tiny. But they put it where they put it where it counts, in just having high-tech stuff and having kind of I don't know how much stuff Federation has. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that definitely went for quality over. They definitely went for quality over size and quantity. And also, they're pretty fast too. I don't know how fast Star Trek ships are. I don't think anyone does, but they're pretty fast. And they're safe too. They're insanely safe. Warp engines are the safest FTL drives that are out there, except maybe the ones in Star Wars, because we don't know anything about about the FTL drives they have. But yeah, compared to Halo or compared to Halo or Warhammer 40K, Warhammer 40K Warp Drill is insanely dangerous. Of course, you can travel an entire galaxy that way, but it's insanely dangerous because you might be eaten up by it, and or things might come to eat you in it. And you might not know where you're going because you need a special guy that has special, let's say, talents and is slightly mutated in order to see the bloody thing you're looking for, which is a big light tower. In Halo, some places are incredibly dangerous because you might blink out of existence, and it also takes an insanely long time. You can't just. You have to be in cryo sleep in order to. Oh, whoa. Oh, why my controller turned off? You might just blink out. You might, like, you might, space travel in Halo is insanely fast. You go into the space, come out, a couple seconds real time. However, in some places it takes a couple months, like 3 months to go any distance really. And the distances are relatively small even compared to Star Trek. So yeah. And again, you might get blinked out of existence too, because subspace is incredibly dangerous, just like the warp. Actually, not like the warp. Warp is insanely dangerous, and you don't know where you're going half the time. And subspace, you know exactly where you're going, more or less. So yeah, but Star Trek, making a warp bubble, and you actually travel in real space for once, pretty safe. So yeah, and actually warp bubbles are another retcon thing. in the original, what's it called? Prologue? No. In the original pilot episode for Star Trek, the original series, they called they the FDL drive was time warp. What does that mean? That means you just sped up time, or you just sped up time for yourself, basically. And you travel through space double speed to you, but you're actually traveling really fast because you sped up time for yourself. Or at least I think that's how it works, because they were in the detail, but in Next Generation, they actually went into how warp engines worked. Which is the interesting thing about Star Trek, is unlike, let's say, Star Wars, that just don't care about trying to make things trying to make things make sense, and factual, Star Trek actually does care. Sometimes they don't care, but for the most part, they do care. At least they try. If not, they just throw in, no, it works because it works in this universe. That's fine. Or because they got some special piece of technology, or from some planet. It's, it's fine. But anyway, so yeah, Star Trek Legacy is a pretty good game if you can get it on Xbox. Maybe you can get it on PC if you can tolerate all the things I mentioned before. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm sorry that I didn't get to show you any gameplay in this video, but I'll be recording another one, and hopefully I can fit in all 3 eras in that video. But we'll see. Alright, so anyway, that'd be it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you should watching on this video, also feature to like on to rate me and change what series or to me when we series on this game. I can do campaign, just more Skirmish modes, or any tips on how to play, such as in general. Please come through with that tip. And I guess see you in second.